Hello, you're watching VNA News, and now headlines. China's top leader pays state visit to Vietnam. Vietnam and Iceland step up cooperation in clean energy. UK Film Week honors British musical talents. General Secretary of the Communist Party and President of China Xi Jinping began his two-day state visit to Vietnam on November 5th. The visit is made at the invitation of Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng and President Trương Tấn Sang. This is the first trip to Vietnam by the highest-ranking Chinese party and state leader in 9 years. It is significant to Vietnam-China relations and Vietnam's external relations. These two countries have organized activities to celebrate the 65th anniversary of diplomatic ties. Connections between their ministries, sectors and localities have been strengthened, while people-to-people exchanges have been held regularly. The bilateral economic trade and investment relations have also grown significantly. Trade reached $49 billion in the first 9 months of 2015, a year-on-year rise of 16%. Of this, $12.4 billion came from Vietnam's exports. Following the welcoming ceremony, Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng and the Chinese leader held talks. They decided to strengthen cooperation between the two parties, parliaments, the fatherland fronts, and between ministries, branches, and localities of the two countries. They agreed to boost economic, trade, investment cooperation in an effective, balanced, and healthy manner, and expand ties in science, technology, education, culture, and tourism. They agreed to effectively coordinate in realizing 3 documents on land border management, boost the development of the two countries' border area, effectively control and satisfactorily resolve disagreements on sea issues. Party General Secretary Trọng affirmed the party, state, and people of Vietnam always attach importance to maintaining the friendly neighborliness with China, and together with China, it is ready to deepen the Vietnam-China Comprehensive Strategic Cooperative Partnership. On his part, the top Chinese leaders stressed the party and government of China attach importance of reinforcing and further expanding the China-Vietnam Comprehensive Strategic Cooperative Partnership. He also called on both sides to boost win-win cooperation, perseveringly respect each other, and increase friendship consultation, while effectively controlling disagreements for mutual benefits, contributing to peace, development, and prosperity in the region. The Chinese leader showed his support to significant orientations and measures put forth by Vietnamese Party General Secretary Trọng to develop relations between two parties and the two countries. He said, together with Vietnam, China will effectively control disagreements on sea issues, maintaining the China-Vietnam relations and peace, stability in the East Sea. Following the talks, both hosts and guests witnessed the signing of several bilateral cooperation agreements, including one regarding a plan on chaining cadres between two parties. Later the same day, Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng met with Chinese General Secretary and President Xi Jinping. Prime Minister Dũng proposed that the two sides maintain the exchange of high-ranking delegations to enhance political trust and mutual understanding. He said the two countries should boost trade ties to ensure a sustainable growth. He called on China to facilitate Vietnamese exports, particularly agricultural products. Regarding sea issues, Prime Minister Dũng stressed that the two sides should seriously realize the agreements reached by high-level leaders. In a bid to maintain peace, stability, and ensure maritime and aviation security and safety in the East Sea. Xi Jinping said his visit is aimed at strengthening strategic exchanges and discussing measures to expand the Vietnam-China Comprehensive Cooperation. In terms of political ties, the two sides need to strengthen high-level meetings and strategic exchanges, President Xi said. With regard to economic relations, he said the two sides need to boost practical affiliation and proactively resolve unbalanced trade between two sides and promote investment. Regarding sea issues, he said the two sides should effectively control disagreements and maintaining stability at sea through consultations. On the occasion of the visit to Vietnam by Chinese party and state leader Xi Jinping, the Vietnam Union of Friendship Organizations and the Chinese People's External Friendship Association held a meeting in Hanoi.
Addressing the function on November 5th, President of the Vietnam Union of Friendship Organizations, Vũ Xuân Hồng, noted his hope that his union, the Chinese People's Association of Friendship with Foreign Countries, and other friendship organizations of Vietnam and China will contribute more to elevating the two countries' relations to a new height. Mr. Hong and the Chinese Association's president, Mrs. Li Xiaolin, reviewed major activities launched by the organizations since the beginning of this year to mark the 65th anniversary of Vietnam-China diplomatic ties. Mrs. Li informed her host that the 7th Vietnam-China People's Forum is scheduled to be held in late November this year. The two sides expressed their wish that during the Vietnam visit by Party General Secretary and President Xi, the two countries' leaders will make important decisions to push the bilateral ties forward, especially in the field of people-to-people exchange. Also on November 5th, representatives of Vietnam's Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union and the Communist Youth League of China met together, during which they agreed on the need to boost exchanges between the two countries' young people. First Secretary of the Vietnam's Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union Central Committee, Nguyễn Đắc Vinh, said he hopes more friendship exchanges will be held between the two sides to maximize the effectiveness of their cooperation programs. Vietnam wants to send youth union personnel for short-term training in China, increase exchanges between both sides' chapters in border provinces, and promote partnership between the country's young entrepreneurs. First Secretary of the Central Committee of the Communist Youth League of China, Qin Yizhe, shared the same view on the necessity to further exchanges between the youth and young entrepreneurs. He also underlined the importance of press and communication cooperation, and asked for more joint activities in this sphere to enhance their youth's mutual understanding.
Within the framework of his official visit to Vietnam, Icelandic President Olafur Ragnar Grimsson attended a seminar in Hanoi on November 5th discussing the future of clean energy in Vietnam. Also present at the event was Deputy Prime Minister Hoàng Trung Hải.
The seminar drew the participation of leading experts in the field of clean and renewable energy from Iceland, which boasts strengths in this sphere. Addressing the event, President Grimsson stressed the importance of geothermal resources in social and economic development of Iceland, adding that a strong energy sector spurs economic activities.
Excellency, President of Iceland.
Not only your country, but most countries in the world are in the very early stage of utilizing and exploring and examining the geothermal resources. But what we hope to do here today, and we have brought some distinguished experts and scientists and engineers from our country, is to give you a sense of how the geothermal usage of Vietnam could be an important component to your energy future.
For his part, Deputy Prime Minister Hoàng Trung Hải highlighted the potential for future cooperation between Vietnam and Iceland in geothermal energy. He stated that ensuring sufficient supply of energy has been a growing concern of Vietnam, as 60% of the country's consumed power will be provided by coal-fueled plants by 2030. As such, Iceland's latest technologies in geothermal energy can help Vietnam to implement its promise of green energy development with the world community. Clean energy has been developing in Iceland over the past 40 to 60 years, giving an impetus for economic growth and diversification of industries. During President Grimsson's visit, Vietnam and Icelandic companies signed 2 agreements focusing on geothermal development in Vietnam.
The 21st ASEAN Transport Ministers meeting and related meetings commenced in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia on November 5th. Minister of Transport Đinh La Thăng led a Vietnamese delegation to the event. In his opening remark, Malaysian Deputy Prime Minister Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said transport plays a crucial role in developing ASEAN into a key economy in the world. the formation of the ASEAN community at the end of this year, we mark an important milestone, and improving regional connectivity via land, air, and maritime transport will make a remarkable contribution to the group's evolution. Promoting such current connectivity mechanisms as ASEAN Open Skies, Single Aviation Market, ASEAN Highway Network, and Singapore Kunming Rail Link, as well developing seaports and logistics, we have increased trade and tourism on both regional and global scales as part of the ASEAN Connectivity Master Plan. He also stressed that the liberalization of aviation in ASEAN will be a catalyst for the regional economic growth in 2030. According to Malaysian Minister of Transport Leo Tiong Lai, the meeting touched upon key issues in the field, including the Kuala Lumpur Transport Strategic Action Plan for 2016 to 2025. The Directorate for Roads of Vietnam has officially begun issuing international driving licenses after a delay of more than 1 month. These licenses will be effective in 85 countries and territories that are members of the Vienna Convention on Road Traffic.
As soon as he heard the news, Mr. Kieu Doan Tham rushed to the Directorate for Roads of Vietnam to apply for a license, since he is going on an overseas business trip. Those like Tham who want to apply for an international driving license can submit a copy of their valid Vietnamese car driving licenses, passports, and an application form to the Directorate for Roads of Vietnam, along with a fee of 135,000 Vietnam dong, equivalent to $6.
I thought it would be a much more complicated process, but it actually only took me 10 minutes, and I can have my new license in 5 days.
The issuing of international driving licenses, which will be valid in 85 countries, will meet the essential need of many Vietnamese who travel abroad frequently.
This is a good policy that will certainly have Vietnamese people integrate into the global community.
According to the Directorate for Roads of Vietnam, the permits can be validated for a 1 to 3 years period in Vietnamese as well as English, French, Russian, and Spanish. Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City are the first localities where international driving permits are issued on a pilot basis.
In the first phase, residents living outside Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City can submit their documents to us through local transportation departments. They will then issue licenses and send the results via fax.
While in foreign countries, holders of international driver licenses are subjected to local laws, including having their licenses revoked for the duration of their stay if they violate local traffic law. The permits are expected to be granted nationwide next month.
The UK Film Week 2015 has kicked off in the capital city of Hanoi. This event is designed to honor those who have made music as an integral part of the Great Britain.
Organized by the British Council Vietnam, the event will run through November 12 in Hanoi, Da Nang, and Ho Chi Minh City. Award-winning films on screen during the week include God Help the Girl, No Way Boy, Pump, Northern Soul, Good Vibrations, Control, and Bugsy Malone. The films tell stories behind all the glory and fame of British musical talents, from bands such as The Beatles, Queen, The Rolling Stones, One Direction, to well-known singers like Elton John, Amy Winehouse, Adele, and Ed Sheeran. According to Music Market's 2015 report, musicians from the UK represent half of the names on last year's top 10 list of world best-selling recording artists, and the UK accounted for 1 in 7 of all albums sold worldwide.
And that has wrapped up our news bulletin. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye for now.